Following their dominance over Europe and Asia, the Axis powers celebrate figures like Dr. Victor Rauch, a German scientist pioneering early cybernetic research, whose work sparks intense interest in blending biology with technology, particularly in Japan's military tech labs. The German-Japanese Treaty of Mutual Recognition, 1946. This agreement becomes known as the Treaty of Mutual Recognition, enforcing global division. In Germany, the term Ordnungsideologie, order ideology, emerges, emphasizing rigid hierarchy and technological progress as central tenets of German society. Isolation of the United States. A new agrarian movement arises in the U.S., where proponents push for self-reliance. Pearl Summers, a popular folk singer, becomes the voice of this isolationist ideology. Her songs like Fields of Home and Bound for the Morning echoing themes of resilience and independence. As Germany celebrates its space program, Japan rolls out Shinsei programs in Asia, introducing strict loyalty education grounded in Neo-Confucianism. The Neo-Colonial Order. German officials in Africa institute Kulturerbe, or cultural indoctrination programs, which aim to reframe local myths to glorify the Reich. Japan initiates similar programs in Asia, fostering a twisted Confucian narrative of the emperor's divine lineage. The Nazi space program, Project Siegfried, 1957 to 1965. By the early 1960s, Nazi Germany completes its Seawolf rocket, achieving low-orbit success. The feat is widely celebrated, especially after radio broadcasts feature Klaus Bremer, the program's famed astronaut. In occupied Europe, Café Bleu becomes a symbol of underground resistance, hosting thinkers who challenge the regime through clandestine poetry and art. Japanese occupied regions see covert resistance, led by General Yamada's cherry blossom cells. Technological superpowers. The Reich develops early WolkNetz computers, a state-run network linking European countries. Meanwhile, Japanese factories, known for their Kurokuma robotic workers, produce consumer goods at an unprecedented pace. The neutral powers. Argentina and Brazil develop Project Sol, a collaborative research initiative on clean energy and covert computing that positions them as symbols of resilience against Axis dominance. The Great Scientific Purge in Germany, 1982. During this ideological purge, many scientists flee to neutral countries, forming underground networks that spread banned knowledge. Brazil becomes a hub for alternative scientific conferences, discreetly advancing research in fields like genetics. The rising tide of subversion. Pirate radio stations known as Vox Libera broadcast encrypted messages across Axis nations, subtly undermining official narratives and inspiring young listeners. The Silent Spring Crisis, 1995. Poor living conditions and stark racial inequality in Axis territories fueled the rise of underground equality and dignity groups. In violent protests, they call for basic human rights, fair labor practices, and decent living standards for oppressed communities. Cultural renaissance in the shadows. Underground art flourishes, with El Movimiento Azul in Argentina gaining worldwide fame for its colorful, symbol-laden murals protesting authoritarian rule. The Iberian uprisings, 1998 to 2001. People from all walks of life from across Spain and Portugal, known as Los Independientes, rally in support of Plutonian ideals, overthrowing the authoritarian governments of their time. The Global Communications Crisis, 2011. Hackers from the shadow web carry out a coordinated cyber attack on Axis servers, sparking a global movement called the Light Rebellion. The phrase Luz para todos, light for all, becomes a rallying cry. The spread of cognitive awakening drugs. Developed by underground researchers, these drugs, known colloquially as insight, enhance cognitive function, allowing dissidents to become immune to ever-increasing Axis mind control propaganda. Disillusioned by massive unemployment and the collapsing economy, young Japanese protesters chant, "Free the future," as they march through Tokyo streets. The fall of Berlin, 2021, with Berlin's Freedom Brigade leading the uprising. The Axis German government surrenders without a fight. European cities declare independence, ushering in a new era.